To say that I got the chat to work would be a bit of a lie. I was able to hack it together very haphazardly. I was driven to the brink of madness. It's not working perfectly. Please try to resist the urge to post a giant essay, because it'll break if there's too much text. That was the hack I had to compromise with for today. But yes, this was something I actually wanted to start about a week ago, but the little chat overlay of some transparency, and I couldn't get the transparency to work because I'm not actually a programmer, so spent the better part of my night trying to fix it. Like I said, I was almost lost the last of my sanity. Let's just get started. A lot of people have been looking forward to this one. Start a new game. I've never played this game before. I tried to play it a long time ago when it was, you piece of shit. Look what you've done. Tried to play it a long time ago when it was kind of new. I tried to pirate it and it was a very... I couldn't get the game to work, but this is the enhanced edition. This will for sure work. Only thing I know about Planescape Torment is apparently you want your character to be very wise. My one friend recommended I do like a wizard. So we're going to try to make that. We're going to try to make the Nameless One. I can't name him, thank Christ. I didn't have a name prepared. We'll make him kind of wizardly. This ability score represents your intuition, common sense, and willpower. A high wisdom helps you recall memories and gives you a bonus to experience points. Your wisdom is average. My wisdom will be heroic. 17, actually, just in case I can increase it later. My wisdom is of heroic proportions. I before E, except after C. And then I think intelligence is also for wizarding. This ability score represents your memory, reasoning, and deductive skills. A high intelligence helps you regain memories faster, gives you more dialogue options, and aids your mage skills. Yes. Is this based off a D&D rule set, TTI? I think it's 3.5 like Baldur's Gate, but this isn't Faerun. This is like another world. Because Dungeons & Dragons supports like different like dimensions of shit. I forget the world that Planescape takes place on. It might take place on a place called Planescape. Anyways, intelligence will be of heroic proportions. I possess genius level intelligence. All right, so we'll be role-playing someone that I'm not. You know, it's a fantasy. Do I want to be charismatic? This ability score represents your persuasiveness, personal magnetism, and ability to lead. The higher your charisma, the more favorably others will react to you. Let's go like some charisma and some constitution. Dexterity. Ugh. Yeah, I was getting over a sore throat, but that's pretty much behind me now, so I'm not too worried about talking all night. Can I make myself feeble? I cannot. I cannot lower my stats. So let's put... I have 5 to spare. Let's go 3 charisma. I would like above average, actually. 1. This ability score represents your physique, hardiness, and state of health. A high constitution gives you more hit points, and in the Nameless One's case, a faster regeneration rate. One thing about this game is apparently I'm like some sort of weird immortal guy, so I can use the main character to set off booby traps and shit. I'm sure this won't come back to haunt me in like 30 hours. Let's just go for it. I start with 22 hit points and I have 10 AC, but I will be fairly wizardly. Accept. Hello?
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Who are you? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? I did ask him first. Yeah, and I asked you second. What's your name? I don't know. I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped in here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you hadn't had time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I've tried all the doors and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in. Where? What is this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. Am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. You got scars aplenty, though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars, how bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back... Say, looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back? What do they say? I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Fairrod can fill you in on the rest of the chin if he's not in the dead book already. Fairrod, does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. Let's see. It goes on. Don't lose the journal or we'll end up the Styx again. We'll be up the Styx again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Fairrod. No wonder my back hurts. There's an M novel written there. As for that journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me while I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived to your sides. Looks like you got enough of a journal penned on your body. What about Fairrod? Do you know him? Nobody I know, but then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's got to know where to find Fairrod, once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we need the key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless and won't attack you unless you attack first. Is there some other way? I don't want to kill them just for a key, because, you know, we're a baby. What, you think it's going to hurt their feelings? They're dead. But if you want a bright side to this, if you kill them, at least they'll have a rest before their keepers raise them to work again. All right, I'll take one of them down and get the key. Well, before you do that, arm yourself. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. Note, search the shelves in the room for a weapon to attack the zombies with. When you find one, go to the inventory screen, backpack, and arm yourself. If you wish to examine any items you find, right-click on them in the inventory screen. All right, I'll look for one. One last thing. Those corpses are slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. If they start getting an edge on you, remember you can run, and they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. To run, either toggle run in the option screen or hold down the shift key and left-click on the area you want to run. If you're in danger of dying, use running to keep your distance from the zombies while you recover. All right? There's me. Beautiful. We need a little scalpel. Hello? Well, well, well. Some bandages. I'll take those. And then left click. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There you are. Now I'm a wizard, so I'd prefer not to use a scalpel. Alright, you found the scalpel. Now go get those corpses. And don't worry, I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Or you could help. I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I meant by attacking the corpse. Me, I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. I don't know if I want to bully this floating skull. There's no reason not to be running. Okay. Do I want to bully more? All right. It's fine. Time to introduce these corpses to the second death then. Note, although you can attack by selecting one from the quick menu, pressing the A also toggles the attack cursor. Like the other corpses in this room, this one is covered in blood and completely gutted. A bloody cloth covers the remains of this corpse. The stench rising from the body is almost unbearable. All right, we're going to turn on options. Sorry, we're going to turn on running. Font size could be a little bit bigger. Full screen, zoom lock, sprite outline. Sure, dither always. Why wouldn't I want to use most of these? Okay, done. Movies, load games, gameplay. Heal on rest. Yes. Enable this option to rest repeatedly, casting healing spells until fully healed. Yes. Always run. Show enemy health status. The approximate health status of enemies will be displayed above their sprites. Why would I not want that? Did this game have a wacky intro movie? I think it did. Frame rate. What is this? The slider allows you to increase the frame rate. Adjusting the frame rate above 30 may result in audio sync issues during cutscenes as well as mistimed spell effects. We'll live. Movies. There we go. Fine. We'll watch the opening movie before we start stabbing these zombies. Yeah, all those people were weird looking. Also, like that guy that was drowning that didn't seem to be drowning at all. He just kind of let himself sink. Oh no, help me! Hello? The door is locked. You'll need a key. Alright, A for attack cursor. Here we go. That went well. Gained experience 65. Well, let's just fucking load up. Jesus. Sneak attack. Well, hang on. This shambling corpse looks like it's been dead for several years. The skin along its forehead is peeled back, revealing its chalk white skull. Someone has chiseled the number 569 of the exposed bone. Do you have a key? This corpse doesn't appear to be carrying a key, and it doesn't look like it'll be able to use one if it did. Its fingers are broken, as if someone smashed them with a hammer. You do happen to notice that its left shoulder is heavily bandaged. The bandages might be usable if the corpse was disposed of first. Do you know who has the key? Chief, they can't hear you, all right? They're dead. But you're dead, and you're talking to me. But I'm special. Death couldn't kill my zest for life. These corpses here, they probably didn't have much personality to begin with, I see. Look, Chief, watching you trying to swap the chant with these corpses isn't doing much for my morale. Let's just leave the corpse talks for the barmies, all right? Okay. Can I talk to you? Alright, you took care of the right corpse, looks like. Now you gotta find the key. It should have been on his body. Once we have it, we can get out of here, alright? I guess we can't talk. There's the bandage. Another bandage. That guy's gotta have the key. There we are. The preparation room key. The head of this bronze key has been twisted around itself several times so that it resembles a screw. If Mort's to be believed, it unlocks one of the doors in the preparation room. Note, when using keys in Torment, you only need to have them in your inventory to unlock a door. In some cases, the key will vanish after it's used. This is done when the key is no longer needed and frees up inventory slots for other, more important items, like more keys. I'll take it. Well, hello? Hey, that's where they keep the nothing. Oh, same. What do we have over here? Absolutely fuck all. So one of these doors will open. This door is locked. Alright. Oh, there goes the key. We're done. Hello? Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary, especially the femmes. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. Why do you care about female corpses? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead shits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance. What? Chief, they're dead, we're dead. See where I'm going? Eh? Wants to dick him. He doesn't have a dick. You can't be serious. Chief, we've already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. He starts clacking his teeth as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with him first, and that's not likely. Who the fuck are the caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die, sooner better than later. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die, sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? Where'd these corpses come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Before you said something about not killing the females. Last chance. Alright, we're in a loop here. Where'd they all come from? They sold their bodies, right? Who are the caretakers? The Dustmen. Okay, we're done. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss with Death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. 1, if you got questions, ask me, alright? To speak to a party member, you have the talk icon, okay. 2nd, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, just jot it down so you don't forget. If I had the journal with me, I would. Start a new one then, Chief, no loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Okay. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am, use it to refresh your memory. To access your journal, click the journal. Incredible.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. I guess I'm going to hear that a lot. Alright, let's look for clues and shit. Hello? Bloodstains, rust, and other remains cover the surface of this metal slab. It's much larger than most of the other slabs and is sitting on a platform that allows it to be rotated. Neat. What do we have over here? A door. Hello? Nothing. Well, a receiving room logbook. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight crab script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms, contact the scribe on duty, and notify him that a contracted shell is to be raised. Be certain that the shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor and do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells to the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until an initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following this list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Dastardly. Copper commons. Those are probably $1 dues. Fist irons. This crude iron bar is designed to slip over the fist, with the thick portion resting in the palm of the iron ring facing outwards over the knuckles. While wearing these iron fists, a single punch can shatter someone's jaw. Not usable by mages. Well, fuck you too. Hey, is that one of those sexy lady corpses? I'm not a mage yet. I haven't... What is this giant Harry Potter book? This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Someone has stenciled the number 1096 onto her forehead, and her lips have been stitched closed. Put the moves on her from work. Nice braid. The corpse does not respond. You don't even know you're there. Later, babe. You see the way she was looking at me, huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? What are you talking about? You blind? She was scared me out. She wanted me. Wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. Yeah, right. Trust me. Chits beyond the grave don't care about all that physicality, and I've got a body, and I'm all scarred and tough looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You? Corpses like you are as common as copper. Fuck you. Hit on another one of these babes. The smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently, and with good reason. This corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Her jaw's missing, and some of the flesh is slid off her skull, revealing the number 1072. You've seen better days. The corpse does not respond to your voice. The fact that it has no jaw may have something to do with it. Either way, goodbye. Hello? The number 1201 has been inked on the forehead of this corpse, and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks, and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching sealing the corpse's lips, and is caught on what looks like the corner of a note stuck in the corpse's. Yoink! The note is mingled with the ichor in the zombie's mouth. If you tried to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking up the corpse to get at it looks like it will destroy the note. You'll have to find a delicate way to remove the stitches, like with this scalpel. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That's not the music the game made, but that's how I think music works in Planescape Torment. Every time I do something sneaky. Dun-dun-dun-dun. You deftly slice through the stitches sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still appears legible. To read notes. Click on them. Well, no shit. Hey, Wags. Examine the corpse again. Maybe he's got like some goldfish crackers in his mouth. Sorry about cutting you up, homie. He doesn't talk. All right. Whoop, where's my inventory? Uh-oh. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you're reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising. But you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like the directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. If you're ever capable of examining an object further or performing an action on the object outside the world screen, a Use button will appear for the object on this exam screen. This button allows you to manipulate the item through a dialogue screen. If you wish to examine the diagram, use. This is a foul-smelling note. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch the center. There's a series of strange marks on each corner. One mark on the upper right, 2 marks on the lower left. So, lower right, 3. Okay, so I just follow the marks. All right. 1 on upper right. Okay. And then there was 2 marks, lower right. 3 on the lower left. What the fuck? No marks on the upper. Shit. Start again. I see what happened. That's what I get for not reading. Upper right, lower right. Upper right, lower right. Lower left, and then we leave it alone. Nothing happened. Unless we look at it again. What the... Beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like the directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. I did. One, 2, 0, 1. Oh, man. But how would he know what his corpse number is in advance? That's wacky. All right. 1, 2. Okay. Well, I'll trust you. Upper right is 1. 2 is lower right. Upper left. As you fold the upper left inward to the center, you watch as the upper right unfolds by itself. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper rise up, turning the note into a small four-sided paper pyramid. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. You peel back the sides of the pyramid, and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. What the fuck? You received this small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in. Yeah, no shit. The paper turned into metal. Identify? How would you like to identify? Whoops. We'll identify that later. Did I open this? I'm afraid to talk to that, Carl the Cripple here. Because he looks like a dust man. Let's just save it. Save game. New save. Sure. Day 1. Hour 0. Save it. Hello? The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. He literally turned around to talk to me. Q's quick save. Okay. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with this dude. Rattling your bone box with Dusty should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we leave this place, the better. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you I. There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I've never known you, restless one, no more than you known yourself. For you've forgotten, have you not? Who are you? Always the question, and the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Dahl. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me?
Updated my journal.
I've updated my journal, just so everybody knows. I've updated it. What did you wish to know? What is this place? You're in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before he can finish, Dahl breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself, and his breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary? Tell me more. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life and walk the path to true death. Dahl's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It's almost your home. Shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one, this life, it's not real. Your life, my life, they're shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. Go on. True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. He coughs and gives a ragged breath. A state of purity. Sounds like Oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Oh, that's fucking... We just came from Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Who would ever want to play Oblivion? It is worse than remaining... Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. Tell me more about the mortuary. Did we do this one? Da-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Yep, we've done this one. Dustmen? We Dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us that recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Perhaps you can explain why the Dustmen want me dead? It is said there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death as you have done suggests you're one of these souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Unacceptable? Doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our faction would order you cremated, if they were aware of your affliction. But you're a Dustman. You don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up the shadow of life on your own, and not because we force you to. Dahl looks about to break into another coughing jag, but he manages to hold it in with some effort. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. What is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. Dahl coughs again and takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I've been here more than once. How is it the Dustmen don't recognize me?
My journal.
I've updated my journal, everybody. Just be aware. I'm the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, Restless One. Dahl breaks into a fit of coughing, then steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. I had more questions? How did I get here? He snorts in contempt as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, Restless One. You'd think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. What?
Updated my journal.
I've updated my journal. Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dahl breaks in another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your Seneschal Farad was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farad? He is a collector of the dead. Dahl draws a ragged breath and continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Do you know where he is? My prison break tattoo says I need to find him. If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farad finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. I do have to find him. A slight warning creeps into Dahl's tone. Do not seek out Farad, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again. With you none the wiser and Farad a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. I have to find him. I've updated my journal. Just so we're on the same page. Dahl is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Farad layers at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where we can find him. You don't seem to like him. There are some I respect, Restless One. Dahl takes a ragged breath and steadies himself. Farad is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He's a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post, a thief. All Farad brings to our walls comes stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. He takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did he take anything from me? He pauses, considering most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farad would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body. Sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I'm missing a journal. I usually update it. A journal? If it was of any value, then it's likely it lies in Farad's hands. Where is he? He's in the hive. More questions? How do I get out of here? The front gate's the most obvious exit, but they'll not let anyone other than Dustmen pass. He breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it's unlikely he'll open it for you unless you're extremely persuasive. I only have like 10 charisma. More questions? How do I get out of here? Do you know who I am? I've updated my journal. I gotta transfer all this shit over to my other journal when I get it. I'll have to update my journal about my updates. I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you, and who now lie in our keeping. Dahl sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me? Updated my journal. Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dahl looks like he is about to start coughing again, then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where's her body? The northwest memorial hall on the floor below us. Check the bios there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. I mean, I was hitting on those ones. Dahl makes no response to this. He stares at you in silence. That's awkward. Where is she? She's in the bios. Okay. You said there were others? Doubtless there are. But I know not their names or where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. He gestures around you. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. I find no fault with your reasoning. What do? I am a scribe. Yep, he writes down where they do. Been there more than once. More questions? Do you have, like, Dungeons and Dragons cancer? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. I'll not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I've been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dahl gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? The boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. Shadow of this life? Oh, shit. Got him sucked into another dialogue loop. Other questions? Are you certain? There might be some way I could help you. I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, Restless One. I could not bear it. Okay. You sound ill? Okay, see ya. As you turn to leave, Dahl speaks. Know this. I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. Dahl coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It's the way of all things flesh and bone. Later, Gator. The gate looks sealed shut. Well, dang. Q's quick save. Have I leveled up yet? My statistics screen? Oh, we're almost... Apparently I was fighter level through... Hang on a second. Wanted to be a wizard. How the fuck do I get out of here? There's a door here, right? Yep. There was a door here. Hello? This huge corpse is standing silently in the corner of the room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 61664. This corpse looks like it's serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arm. I can't be a mage until later. Oh, shit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone crazy with the wizard stats. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers. None of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books that might be ripped from the ledger we found earlier. You're suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it in there to hide it. Take the page. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a log book. The tear is clean, as if with a knife, so you suspect it was removed on purpose. Read through it. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Examine the zombie again. Examine the books again. How did you come to be a librarian? Okay, good talk, good talk. Here we go. This ragged page looks like it was cut neatly. 16537, fifth night, drunk, chest wound, cause of death, mauling, Abishai, collector pox, 3 commons, paid, no possessions. Okay, desiccated corpse. Cause of death, nobody knows. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector Farod. I never equipped a scalpel, really. I'm surprised I was able to bare knuckle box those zombies earlier. So he got 3 commons. Stripped. Knife marks evident from dissection. Scarred shell, nobody knows. Collector Farod, 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Fist irons, 13 commons. Another desiccated corpse, cause of death, nobody knows. Age of shell, Collector Farod, 3 commons. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It has strange markings, like those on contracted worker number 79. Fifth night, skeleton, death, I don't know, it's a fucking skeleton. 3 comments. God damn it, Farad. As with the previous entries, these shells Farad has brought also show signs of being prepared. I have asked that Initiate Emmerich launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Farad's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. Fifth night, tiefling male, cause of death, slash marks, discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Ghoul claws? Collector Farad, 3 comments paid, no possessions. Stripped? Alright, I've got my exploring scalpel. Oh, that one looks different. Hello? Iveen. You see a slight woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck make her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Hello? The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They're darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity with like knives, removing organs. I fucking said hello. The woman makes no response. I think the dusty chip might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her fucking hands?
My journal.
I've updated my journal. She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually 'cause some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head and addle looking, too. Hello? The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with a small orange dot for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation. She frowns at you. Hello? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You... She clacks her taloned fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Iveen. Go, go, go. I've been assigned a quest. Let's find a scalpel. Or sorry, I have a scalpel. Thread and embalming juice. Okay.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. If I was embalming juice, where would I be? The fridge? Delicious. These barrels contain a murky liquid. It looks like a cross between vinegar and formaldehyde. Alright, well, it's not 5 feet away from her. That makes sense. Grab a quick save. That's fucking... That is quick. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into his forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. So, what's going on, homie? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. What? What? Who are you?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal on this odd occurrence. The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who you? What you want? Who are you? The zombie doesn't seem to have heard. He looks you up and down for a few moments and frowns. What are you here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spying Dusties? Yes, I'm spying on the Dusties. You spy? You would sell? Sell? Mort breaks in, whispering, by the powers of Burke's an anarchist. Posing as a zombie's got to be the first for those addled sods. An anarchist.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal on this new word. They're a faction. Mort looks like he's about to let loose a torrent of insults. Then notice the zombie staring at you both, listening intently. They want to liberate everyone from the chains of government, tear down the old, establish a new order with no order at all. It seems like a noble pursuit. Order could use a good tearing down every once in a while. The zombie nods at this, and you think you detect him puffing up a little in pride behind his zombie disguise. So what are you doing here? I'll lie. What are you doing here? Me spying Dusties. Say what I see, nothing more. What have you seen the Dustmen do? Nothing. They do nothing. Can't find nothing. Dead, just dead people. Dusties do nothing. Eyes narrow in conviction. Still I watch. Something else? I'm missing my journal. I need to update it. Don't know. Some Burke peel you? There was something else I want to know. Do you know Farad? Farad? Me hear he live in Hive somewhere, shakes his head. Not nowhere. Dusty's very mad. They not like Farad. Why don't the dustmen like
Updated
Farad?
my journal.
I've updated my journal. He's a collector. Brings debtors to the mortuary, sells them to dustmen. Brings a lot of debtors. Dusty's not know where he gets debtors. Think he's putting Burks in dead book. What? He's saying this Farad Burke has been selling a lot of debtors' corpses to the dustmen. That's what collectors do. They gather dead bodies and sell them to the dustmen. Sounds like this Farad's been selling so many debtors that the Dusties thinks he's been putting hivers in the dead book before their hour's up. You know, killing people. More? How do I... Missing a journal. Do you know anything about Doll? Scribe shrugs, old yellow. How'd you get to look like that? Me good at disguise. Me also got scars. Me wear lots of embalming fluid. Me make good zombie. The zombie giggles through stitched lips and taps his head. Dusty, stupid. Yeah, they're the stupid ones. The sarcasm is evidently lost on the zombie, who nods eagerly. Stupid Dusties, me make good zombie. Doesn't that hurt? Can you disguise me as a zombie? He looks up and down for a few moments, mumbling to himself. Uh-huh. Me need jar of embalming fluid, points at the scars on your chest. Need some needle and thread. Where would I find those? How do I get out? You can escape through portals. He waves his hands. Poof. What portals? Portals. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of these portals? He's silent for a moment, then nods silently, as if understanding. Why should I help you? What do you want in return? You need to get a key for me. One iron key to Embalmer's room. Where is it? A dusty chit has it. She has yellow eyes. That's the tiefling. A dustman woman. This dustman woman sounds really attractive. Are you sure you don't want me to introduce the two of you? The zombie blinks. He doesn't seem to understand you. It was a joke. I'll go get the key. I've updated my journal with this quest. I'll be back. Nothing here. A lot of empty shit. Well, hello, jar of embalming fluid. Oh, I could get a zombie disguise if I wanted. Now we just need that needle and thread. I think she has the needle. I think we just need the thread. This container is locked. How dare you? This door's locked. You'll need a key. Well, fuck you too. What is this? This door's locked. I guess we're going up. The third floor. Alright, we were kind of up there. No. You can bash open some lock stuff with 9 strength, though. I don't know. Charcoal charm. Hello? 50% resistance to fire? This piece of charcoal is charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or a talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily. Okay. Snapped and both halves are ground to powder, then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart. I took it, right? Yeah, I took it. A skeleton worker. The skeleton, number 748 according to the number chiseled above its brow, is odd only in that some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish-brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. I have a problem with that dustman. He's not going to like me walking by, I think. Hey, Rat. Have you seen any skeletons walking around here? Actually, why do you have a smock over your skeleton cock? He makes no reply. Hey, good talk. Wonder if that Greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know geezer, old fella, yellow dog, old? I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. I need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. Okay. Let's go back downstairs. I can bash open locked stuff. How would I do that? Attack it?
I'm gone. Forced it.
We're in. Ancient copper earring. Closed, I would hope so. And a bandage. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves has been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer inspection. If you're capable of examining an object further, but there isn't a use button. There isn't. One of the skeletons, this belonged to one of the zombies. Let's check my journal, which we've been updating. Doll. Dust woman is a tiefling. Dust woman. One of the zombies on the second floor wasn't a zombie at all. Alright. I gotta look at the note. That did not update my journal. There we go. Copper earring. Having no. Knife, copper earrings has been locked in the southeast. Have it initiated from the third circle. Examine it as strange marking. Contracted worker number 79.
Failed.
I think we can bash open a door with a scalpel. Use the blunt end. I never found that thread. Hello? Are you number 79? You see the false zombie. Oh yeah, right. Hey, homie. Any thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3? I'm not like I didn't hate Baldur's Gate, but I didn't play it when it was new, so I'm not really invested in the franchise. I never played Baldur's Gate 2. I mean, hopefully they don't make it bad. I wasn't... Because is it the Divinity guys making it? Because I wasn't really blown away by Divinity. Just seems like a really odd time to make a third Baldur's Gate, I guess. This gate is shut. Where's that damn thread? I guess we are kind of looking for Zombie 79. 1094 later. $10.96. Nice braid. 1201. That's the note guy. 1072. Okay. Did I open this one? Ugh. Oh, never mind. That was one of the zombies. I thought that drawer made a slippery sound. Fist irons I forgot to take. Wonder if I could give those to Mort. $9.65. Looks like someone's forgot to tell this side to stop walking the rule of threes. What? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor side probably finished some task, and they forgot to tell them. Who gives them their commands? What's the rule of threes? Updated my journal. The rule of threes is one of those laws about the planes, about things tending to happen in threes, or everything's composed of 3 parts, or there's always 3 choices, and so on. You don't seem to have much faith in it. It's a little wash if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. Before you said someone put this corpse to a task and then forgot to tell them to stop. Who tells them what to do? Either one of the caretakers here or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need the cheap labor after all. Our rule of threes? I wanted to examine the corpse more. 965. Why are you walking in a triangle? Stares at me blankly. I don't know what I expected. 726. You've got a bit of a wound there. Alright, see ya. Lady zombie, hello. Doing anything later? Probably not. This is where we started. I don't think I can open these doors. That'd be interesting to be like a strength 18 character and just bust these doors open. I'm guessing you probably can't. I guess we are going upstairs. I need that thread. We'll hope that Dustman doesn't get mad as I walk by. I guess Doll said they don't know who I am. I'm just a dude. I never really?
Done.
That'd be weird if they had the needle. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead and the side of its neck and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Hello? The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of its white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread stitching up to the side of its skull. You could probably unravel it. I have a scalpel. Da-da-da-da. You slice the thread neatly with the scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk-white skull, where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. Isn't this the earring guy? You've got two different designations. Corpse 985 is stopped dead in its track. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Try and help the corpse. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right, and you end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Chief, you might not want... There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm seems intact. It's snapped from the torso during the fall and doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that has spread through the rest of the body. Yoink! Left arm 985. This arm snapped clean off corpse 985 when it accidentally toppled. As much as the corpse's knee was rotted clean through, it looks like the combination of thick application of embalming fluid and rigor mortis has made this arm almost as hard as wood. If you needed to, you could either use it to shake someone's hand from a distance, or use it to bash their skull, and we'll go with the first one. Now usable by mages. The eyes of this corpse are set close together, and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 527 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? All right, well, fuck you. I got the thread, young lady. You see Even. She's still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of the talons reminds you of something, but you can't quite recall. Study the motions?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journals. As you study the motion of Ivan's hands, you feel a prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring, until you're standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched into its scalp. The zombie's lying on a slab, and you've just finished stitching up its chest. You've placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Echo. Keep these things safe and wait for my return. Return. Da-da-da-da. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands falls back to its side, and as it does, the vision fades. Until you're watching Ivan's hands make their stitching motions once more. You've regained a memory. Memories can give you additional experience points, skills, and may even lead you to gaining something else of value later on. 42. She turns, sees you, then frowns. Dumb zombie. She clacks her taloned fingers together impatiently, makes a stitching motion with her fingers. Fine thread and embalming fluid. Bring here. There you go.
My journal.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Without missing a beat, Ivan snaps the thread from her hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. I'll wait. Within minutes, she's finished. She clicks her talons and turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. I'll keep playing, zombie. We're undercover. Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together? Play it safe. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, and bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Who write on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape. Many scars. No preserves. Wait. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. I have some sort of weird zombie power. Let her work.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. That was weird. The sensation is curiously painless as Ivan begins to stitch up your scars. When she's done, she sniffs you, frowns, and stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she's dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. Max HP +1, it said. This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. She puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, then makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done. Go, go. You make a motion of a key turning with your hand. I need an embalming key. Da-da-da-da. She leans forward, looks at your hand's motions, and sniffs. Her hand darts into her robe, then emerges, a key hanging from her wickedly sharp index finger. She flicks it into her hand. Bring back when done. Go, go. What's wrong with your hands?
My journal.
She turns away. My journal's been updated. She's a bitch. Oh, right. We already asked about the hands. Goodbye. That's the key for that anarchist fella. Am I a level up yet? No. Greetings. Here's that embalming room key you wanted. Da-da-da-da. The zombie's eyes widen as he snatches the key from your hand. He turns it over, nodding all the while. Good, good. How do I get out of here?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. You can escape through portals. This is... Can you show me one of these portals? You want out? Go to arch on first floor, northwest room. You need finger bone, shape of crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have key, go to arch, jump to secret crypt and can escape from there. Secret escape route, he nods eagerly. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone? What?
Updated my journal.
Da-da-da-da. Must be one around somewhere. Look in storage room on upper floor. All right. Goodbye.
All right.
Well, maybe that guy's not going to be fucking angry that I wallow right by him. Go Dustman. This skeleton seems particularly old, the leather straps binding it together cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved onto its forehead with some amount of skill. A rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples. Why are you covering your cock? Give him a look, actually. Let's look at his skeleton cock. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of this skeleton with leather straps woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. This skeleton looks like it's seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Sure, just pry a bolt out. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellas, you know. So? Oh, it's not a problem. Mort does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, yeah. You try and pull out the iron bolts, but you're not strong enough to pull them out. Because I'm a baby. Maybe if I had the right tool. This corpse is slightly misshapen. Head appears to be held together by a number of narrow metal bands bolted directly into the skull. A resting iron plate over its left eye is the number 475 etched into it. Its mouth is bolted shut. Seen anything interesting going on? Because his eyes are fucked up. Goodbye. What about you? The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? Yes. I will summon a guard to direct you out. Hold a moment. Okay. I'll wait. The dustman takes a step back, then claps her hands together sharply 3 times in response. A great iron bell starts tolling throughout the mortuary. All right. Now we know. Now we know not to do that. Things were kind of going our way up until that point. Just don't talk to the dustman. The air roaring from the mouth of this immense furnace is incredibly hot. Walking even a few steps past the archway would certainly cause your hair and flesh to be burnt into flame. You there, hold! Oh, look at the time. Oh, no, I'm going this way. I'm busy. Bandages? I haven't even been hurt yet. This container is locked. Wrong. Did Mort just say open? Some copper commons. The bone charm? That's the key, right? No. This old finger bone charm has been hollowed out, and tiny symbols have been scratched on its surface. The user must snap it in 2 to activate it. When snapped, the bone charm temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks and fractures. The charm gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class and additional resistance against crushing attacks. Okay. And I will take this fly for some reason. This corpse fly looks like it was frozen. It appears to be dead, but you can't be sure. The magic contained within the charm is activated when the insect is consumed. When swallowed, the recipient suddenly becomes extremely nauseous. A few seconds later, the charmed individual expels a stream of insects from their nose and mouth. Provided the charmed individual can keep their wits about them after the casting, the caster can send this cloud to attack a target. Neat. I forgot to take it. Another charm. Holy shit. This glistening blood drop is as hard and smooth as a pearl. When placed on the tongue, it dissolves instantly and spreads through the user's bloodstream. The charm stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing any minor damage the user may have suffered before consuming the charm. Furthermore, as long as the charm is in effect, the player's blood becomes more aware of new wounds that occurs, especially any attacks that draw blood. The charmed individual becomes more resistant to slashing and piercing attacks as their blood clots and scabs over the wound as soon as yeah. Neat. Grab that. Dustman Embalming Charm, Lesser. This strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature, then while pronouncing a mantra to the true death. It is touched onto the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads through the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, helping to seal minor tears in the skin. Whoops. Maybe I should have used that on the guy before I took his leg. This item will work on either you or Mort. When cast, the target gains 2 to 8 temporary hit points and a temporary bonus of 1 AC for a half hour. The extra hit points will heal the target if he is less than max. Oh, usable only on me and Mort, because we're zombie-kin. Looks like we dodged that dust, man. Junk. It's a pile of shit. Small springs, broken bolts, and a cracked gear, or 2. It looks like someone felt these pieces might be useful one day. Well, you never know, man. This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull is caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Hello? You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Neat. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, this skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it is stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. To read notes, yeah, no shit. Examine him even more carefully. He's got more bolts. It's vandalism. All right, fine. The slab's in the way. He's just going to call it quits on that, huh? Another note. Mortuary reminder message. This rolled a piece of parchment appears to be some sort of message the skeleton in the mortuary is supposed to deliver. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I have been trying to repair the skeletons and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the 3rd floor become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated. An unreadable signature has been scrawled beneath the message. Alright, so we can find a crowbar. The skeleton turns to face you. 42. Is 42 the earring guy? I had a memory about this guy. A black smock is covering his little skeleton cock. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest, and its fingers hook into its rib cage. Cross your arms over your chest. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to its side. The leather cords securing the skeleton's torso snap, and the rib cage folds outward like a pair of double doors. That's weird. To your surprise, your hand vanishes as you reach inside the rib cage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the rib cage, your hand bumps against an invisible object. It's about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Yoink! As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates and the iron bolts securing its joints clatter to the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. You can't imagine why someone would hide it inside the rib cage of a skeleton. I will take it. Da-da-da-da. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there's a s, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside the lump of iron. Yoink! And there was a club. You have some more charms. Green steel knife. This razor-sharp knife has been forged out of the famed Batorian green steel, found only in the wastelands of Avernus. This peculiar green ore can be tempered into metal much lighter than normal steel. In addition, green steel weapons tend to retain their remarkably fine edges and are capable of dealing out more damage than their standard counterparts, not usable by priests. So this could be my mage dagger. This thick mass of rags looks as if they were torn from a tapestry. Who cares? Wooden club. It's a club. 1 to 6 on the club. What about that guy's arm? 1 to 6. Interesting. Can I talk to this one? This corpse's slightly misshapen hand appears to be held together by a number of... No. We've spoken. Hey, you there. Hold. Oh, look at the time. Gotta go. The skin of this female corpse is heavily tattooed with intricate patterns. The skin of her brow has been peeled back, so it's the number 1148. Hello? Nope. Fuck, there's a lot of dustmen here. No. I'm just gonna fucking cheese it. The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plotting corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and the 3. Looking closely, you can barely make out a 2 carved there. Okay. 6123. And I can't examine you? That dustman's right by something. How do I get in here? Like this? There's the pry bar. Perfect. Dustman request. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker number 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it's completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited the same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow of the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved with the worker replaced. Joke's on you. So I will equip my... Do I use it? Where's my quick bar? More commons, more charms. I have a feeling those are healing potions in this world, based on how many I have. Hello. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. The number 79 has been cut to a temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. Examine? The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs matches the grooves of this copper earring I have.
Updated my
Perfect.
journal.
Updated my journal. The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it's too far gone to answer any of your questions. Leave the corpse in peace. Why did that update my journal then? Found a strange fanged circular symbol on the forehead of Zombie 79. Just looking at the symbol reminded me of the ancient copper key ring I got. Do I use it on him? Use. There we go. This copper ring looks extremely old. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fanged circle you saw on Zombie 79's forehead. Da-da-da-da. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click, and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there is a secret compartment inside the earring. What? You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. Discovering the latch to the earring will now allow you to wear it. In addition, the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. This looks to be the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. A Zilf, as it were. Aside from the embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth and the number 679 stitched onto her right cheek, it's likely she only looks slightly different now than she did in her final years. Doing anything, lady? Alright, goodbye. Skeleton. This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had been only freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled into its forehead. Examine him carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of this skeleton. Can I borrow some of your straps and bolts? I do have a pry bar now. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Whoop. Your inventory's full. It's just a club. Hey, do you want to take some shit? What is up? I need you to take some stuff for me, homie. Things I don't need. This arm. This other club. Iron spike. Oh, that was holding the skeleton together. Okay, I wonder if weapons break based on how many weapons I'm finding. Needle and thread. Fist irons. And the junk. Get out of here. Alright, you're in my way. And then you grab that. Pow, 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 pow. Is that too much for you? You can carry 90 pounds. Don't be a fucking baby. Yeah, I wanted to put it in the ground so Mort can grab it. I couldn't figure out how to drag it to the other characters. But now that we're here, that's about 1 billion times easier. Now we know. And that's what he looks like. Hey, we should talk. Because I remember reading in an old issue of Game Pro magazine that I can get a lot of XP just talking to my party members.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Can you read what is this place? Caretakers, corpses here? Where'd they come from? Other
Hey, what's eating you,
questions?
Chief?
What is it with you and ladies? Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. No,
Hey,
no.
what's eating you, Chief?
How do I use these bandages? You use them. To use the bandages on yourself, right-click on them while in the inventory screen. Use them on another person. Place them in one of your quick slot items, and then click on the person. Great.
All right.
Hello? The mortuary sanctum key. This heavy key is a strange fusion of bone and unidentifiable blood red metal. Its jagged C-shaped head looks like it's ready to clamp down on whoever holds it. This key is used to open the inner gates. Hey, that's great. Did I take it? I didn't. No, no, no. I will not hold. Goodbye. Is this taking me downstairs somewhere else? Okay. Okay, here. We already spoke, didn't we? 1146. No, we didn't talk to this one. 1146 is carved into the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. Its entire body is covered with horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you. What's the deal? All right, he just has a bit of character to him. I went in there. Yeah, I don't think I really need to interact with the other skeletons around here. Not worth it, at least. Very close to the dustmen. A hammer. For hammering. Let's go. Oh, thank God I brought Mort with me. Hey, wait a second. I was just here. Oh, maybe the sanctum key works here. Oh, are those stairs down? Hello?
I'm gone.
Blue implies that I can open it now, so what do we got here? What the fuck? Bandages and cleaning rags. This damp moss of rags looks like it's been used to mop up blood. Well, let's hang on to that for an emergency, right? This especially ghastly looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her head to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can still see a line of crooked yellow teeth through the open slit that remains. That number 891 has been carved into the flesh of her brow. Hello. She's done. Not in a talking mood, huh, doll? I think that's the whole map. Oh, hello. I got the key for this. And then I think that was it. Let's check out down here. First floor. That implies that there was another area, the first floor over here.
I'm gone.
Oh, look at the time. Let's not go that way. There's a dustman right at the stairs. This seems safer. We've got the sanctum key. We just got to find that portal. M for the full map, really. That is handy. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth, and the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavity sealed looks extremely old. You wonder why its eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he's carrying a huge tome. Yoink! You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It's filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely small. To read notes or books. All right. Sorry about taking that book from you, but yoink. This worn, leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner in which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armoring enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Goddamn right, I have 18 intelligence.
I'm gone.
We're on the first floor, so we're getting close. You see a male corpse with the number 331. His eyes and lips are stitched closed, poor bastard. There is a gaping hole in his throat. Hello. I guess he doesn't want to talk. You there, hold. Look at the time. I don't think these ones are on my side, but... Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor's been bolted onto the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You weren't aware they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hands looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Examine him carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armor is riveted into its ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armor, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic, and knee joints. A mass of thick leather cords and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern they resemble muscles and tendons. Well, I have the pry bar. What about this skeleton, Mort? Is that a yes or... Oh, sorry. He floats up to the head of the skeleton, stares at it, then floats back down, studying the armor and the blade as he descends. Oh, yes, this I think will do. Give me a second to pry the head off this thing. As you're about to do so, you suddenly stop, and your eyes are drawn to the skeleton's armor. Something about the symbols engraved on its breastplate make you pause. If these skeletons are guardians, then disturbing them may awaken them. Okay. Good call, intuition. Whoop. I take it that's the portal. There's still a little exploring to do, I'm sure. Now, I remember, like, one of the 3 things you don't want to fuck up in Planescape Torment is I think there's someone in here that we want to help out for a spell. Or an ability or something. Something I can't miss. This woman's corpse pauses, and it's trudging about you as you approach. You notice the number 114 is carved into her forehead. Her mouth is sewn shut. Well, hey there. Doesn't want to talk. I think it's near the bottom. We just don't want to jump through that portal early. What the fuck is this? The plaque on this bier reads, "Here lies Deonara." This looks like a large tomb. Oh, right. Doll said I should be looking for that girl. Don't let that dust man see us. Actually, you've got a name. Hello. We can snap their neck. You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he's been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped. And the flesh sags loosely behind his bloodshot eyes. Hello.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Greetings. The man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Soego. How may I... He suddenly seems to notice your scars in the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, Sarah. Are you lost? Yes. Well then. Let me call the guards to lead you out. Stand for a moment. There's no need to call the guards. I came in for a moment, an internment earlier, and I just got turned around in the halls. Can you please just lead me out? Oh yeah, we're just going to have to... Something must have alerted the dustman. Before you can even lunge for him, he leaps back, his eyes gleaming red and his teeth bared. With a hiss, he claps his hands together sharply. Oh boy. Yeah, don't help, Mort. Ow. Ow. Yeah, let's try to get out all sneaky on account of the fact that we're trying to be all wizardly and shit. Thought I'd quick save before that guy caught me. This one's a large tomb. The plaque on this bier's blank. These metallic blue tapestries are made of thin chain links. Neat. You there, hold. Absolutely not. Oh, fucking, she's quick. Already gave up. Oh. You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She is long flowing here, and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. Hello.
You. What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
Hello, do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name Deonara must evoke some memory within you. Tell me more. Tell me more. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind. Do you not see? Your memory shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Who am I? You're the one both blessed and cursed, my love, and you're one who is never far from my thoughts and my heart. What? The nature of your curse should be apparent. Look at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me and that you loved me until death claimed us both. I believe that. Never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. What am I? I cannot... She suddenly freezes and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As she speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and in turn, giving strength to your bones. What the fuck?
My journal.
Da-da-da-da. And you know Deonara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. You've remembered how to raise others from the dead. Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to miss that. To access this ability, select the Special Abilities button in the quick menu. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they're dead. Oh. More questions? What I am, where I am. Where are you? You're here with me, my love, as in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. What? She sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. Okay, well, questions? How do I get out? As you're about to ask Deonara the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you're looking for an escape route, she may feel you're abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. I gotta bail. In danger? Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment, and as you watch, an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. Yes? Da-da-da-da. I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. Portals? Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? She pauses for a moment, as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys could be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys that you could use to leave their halls. The portal appeared, so I gotta go, homie. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love, and what you've lost I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. What is it? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and she grows quiet. What do you see? I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Yes. First, I require a promise. Promise you'll return, that you'll find some means to save me or join me. Huh. It's weird that I gotta go all the way to the bottom to make the vow. I mean, I can only assume she's on the level. She gave me the wacky revive power. I will find some means to save you or join you. I might get a gypsy curse if I fucking double cross her.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time.
Okay.
You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality. given life and twisted by the laws of the plains.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that was Jennifer Hale.
You
Wait for her to
shall
continue.
come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive.
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Die while I still can.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Thanks, Jennifer. I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you've lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you'll not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. What? How long have I been dying? I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there's only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? Kind of drifted out on me there. I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Spirit? I was talking to a hallucination. The woman... You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mord looks around excited. What did she look like? She was right on top of the bear. What, did you see her? You just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone addled on me again. No, let's go.
I feel stronger.
I've leveled up, by the way, but let's sit on that. Bank it for when I can become all wizardly. This must be the way out. Later. That's weird. It's probably for the best we left. Put some distance between us and those octopus ghosts. This sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There's no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. This has long since run dry of oil. Only ashes remain in the bottom. And what's this? Also fucked. Sigil. All right. The hive. Hey there, hive dweller. Here are the alley of dangerous angles. Whole neighborhood once stood there, but got burned to the ground. Nothing but packs of roving thugs there now. Great. I saw some poor barmy chin ranting and scampering about the other day. It's a wonder she hasn't starved or gotten herself killed addled as she is. The man gasps and points at Mort. Oi, look, a floating skull. Mort rolls his eyes and cries, Oi, look, a talking turd. What? Looking to get a few teeth knocked out, you jabbering bone box. The man steps towards Mort menacingly. I'll let Mort sort it out. Mort bobs in your direction, speaking to the man. I was referring to this big scarred-up Burke here, blood, not you. No harm done, eh? Man scowls at Mort, then shakes his head. Wasted me time. Then turns to walk away later. Imagine that. Imagine losing just a mediocre argument and sprinting away. Shut up, I hate you. Stay away from that burnout alley southwest of here if you're not spoiling for trouble. I'm not. Till I become a wizard, I am not. Can't stand the thought of raising me child here. Maybe one day me family can leave this awful place. I think everyone in this town is Irish. There's a mad woman running around here at times. Heard she's a clueless who went barmy trying to find her way home. Many folk come to remember their dead at the Dustman Memorial. There's a dustman there who can put someone's name on the memorial for you, or tell you if someone you're looking for has died. Neat. Hive thug. Let's go for a quick save there. You see a heavyset looking man. He's a stone-faced expression. Hello. The man looks at you for a moment, grunts, then raises his hand, revealing a wicked dagger. He smiles evilly and begins twirling it. Okay, see ya. Oh, shit!
Die.
Let's get clubbing. Oh, Mort's helping me headbutt him. Thanks, fella. Alright, well, thanks for the treasure, sucker. Do you think that guy gave up? There you are. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Nah, get the fuck back here. I can't click him. Gained experience 65. Hello. You see a tired-looking woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. The odor of cheap perfume surrounds her like a cloud, and her face is covered with a mask of crude makeup. She smiles as she sees you. Why don't you stay and chat with me a bit, love? Hello. The woman looks coyly at you. Now you look to be a blood who's lost something. Mayhap I can help you find it, Cutter. Oh? What good fortune! We probably lost what we're looking for back at your kip, miss. I'm looking for Farad. Her tone becomes businesslike. Now there's the matter of a finder's fee. How much? Some coppers for a glance at what you're missing. And 10 coppers to actually find what you're missing. Done. I think you've found what you're looking for. Come along then, love. Okay. That's it then, Cutter. I think I just got a blowy. I had some questions. She rubs two fingers together. Unless you've got some jink to pay for your time. I can pay how much? For a handsome basher like yourself? 3 coppers will be enough to loosen me tongue. She licks her lips and frowns. Other questions of a deeper chant will cost you more, though. Sounds fair. Here's 3 commons. There were some things I wanted to know. Can you tell me about the city? The city? What is it? Sigil? It's the city beneath your feet and rise on either side of you. Makes visitors' stomachs gallop, it does. Where exactly is Sigil? Center of the plains, Tyr told. If you believe that wash. Why is it wash? Well now, love, according to the graybeards and scholars and governors and all of the rest of them rattling their brain boxes, they says the plains go on forever. Who's to say where the center is? That's fair. What can you tell me about Sigil? What is it? Oh, other questions. What's of interest? She puts her hands on her hips and pouts. Depends on your interest. I'm looking for work. You're asking me? What, you thinking of becoming one of the sisterhood, are you? She nearly buckles over in laughter. The screeching is similar to a drunken harpy's. Eventually, the gales of laughter subside. He takes a deep breath. Hey, you're a rich man, are you? What else is there to do of interest? Looking for a good time? I already made you an offer, love. I just got a blowy. Other questions. Where's Farad? Farad? Now that's one of the greater darks, love. If you be wanting to know about that blood, that'll be thrice the coppers. There you go. She gives your coins a once-over, then shrugs in pockets. Then what you be wanting to know about old Farad? Where is he? Chan is he's a collector's boss. Has a whole bunch of bloods in his shadow. Where can I find him? Da-da-da-da. Now, no one knows for dead sure, but if I were to suggest a place, I'd say Rag Pickers Square. Big old heap of rags and trash, 3 blocks due west of the mortuary. All the collectors stake their kip there. Chances are Farad's got his kip there, too. A collector? You know, them sods that pick up debtors for jink. A sorry lot. They gather bodies? Because they don't got the looks to do what I'd do. I'm looking for a journal. No idea where you'd find such a thing, love. You might look elsewhere. I know some places you might start. She just took her talk again. That was a surprisingly informative conversation, though. Chief, can you sport me some jink? It's been a long time, it has. I suppose it can't hurt. The one breaks in. It's twice the cost for the mim... or any other degenerate. A mimmer? Mimmer's a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. Well, don't sweat it, Mort. From the looks of her, probably saving you from dying twice. May a pox shrivel your innards. You have the stinking fashion sense of a goat head and you're twice as ugly.
Oh, it's all right.
Mort stares, hypnotized, as the harlot lets loose a stream of obscenities. At the end of the verbal avalanche, Mort is silent for a moment, then turns to you. Wow, Chief. Got a few more tons for the old arsenal. He turns back to the harlot, who's catching her breath. I'm also in love.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Apparently getting yelled at leveled up my skeleton friend.
What's up?
Looks like he auto-leveled. His saving throws have improved. His fighting skills have improved. He gained 4 hit points and 2 hit points from his con bonus. Saving throws. He has AC 2. Please do not get hit, my friend. What did I get? Saving throws have improved. My fighting skills have improved. I got 7 hit points and a characteristic point. Ooh. I could give myself 18 wisdom. Neat. Watch yourself around here, Burke. Violence is a way of life in the hive. A dust man. You see a somber, pale-faced dust woman in black robes. She's staring into the distance and doesn't appear to notice you. Greetings. Yes, I had some questions. She folds her arms into her robes and waits. Do you know Farad?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Farad's a collector. The woman studies you for a moment. If you'd wish to know more of him, I am told that Initiate Emmerich in the Gathering Dust Bar also seeks him. It may be that he can help you. Emmerich, I think, was the guy from that janitor note. Mort gets an ability to taunt enemies and lowers their hit. Huh. And I can revive my friends now, so that seems like an insane combo. Where's the Gathering Dust Bar? Is there a way to pause this game in combat? As one leaves the mortuary front gate, head south and west. It lies past the memorial. Okay. There's a lot of prostitutes. Greetings. Oh, no, they're all the same. I mean, she's probably not bad looking for
Sure, why
Dungeons
not?
and Dragons.
I'm gone.
Have thugs. They're gonna fight again. Okay, see ya.
Done.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Dabus. You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. Its skin is a greenish cast, and a pair of goat horns protrudes from its forehead. It is dressed in long flowing robes and appears to be floating. Hello? The creature turns to face you, and a series of symbols appear around its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them, and they just hover there. Oh, for the power's sake. Pike and Dabus. What? He's a Dabus. They speak in rebuses, these annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him if we want to. An annoying bunch. I bet they can speak. They just rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. What's a Dabus? Chan is their janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around, breaking, fixing, and patching up sigil according to her whims. They're worse than corpse flies. You can't swat them, though, or the lady will get upset. Who? She runs the city. You'll know if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground, just like these guys. Mort nods at the Dabus, who's looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice is to run. Spacebar to pause, thank you. The Dabus waits patiently, its hands tucked in its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above its head, then they vanish and a question mark appears. Can you translate? I'd sooner be strained through a Tanari's bowels than unravel what these floating goat heads are trying to say. You want to translate or find a sigil native? Man, I have fucking 18 intelligence. I should be able to do it. Da-da-da-da. You ask the Dabus several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above its head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. Feels like you've done this before. Maybe you can help me. What are you doing? Batch of symbols appears above the Dabus' head. I attend to my duties. Another question. Who are you? I am a Dabus. Another question. Tell me about your boss. A lone symbol appears above the Dabus' head. This one shows a metallic female mask with blades coming out of the sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. Alright, well, I got 1,000 experience points out of that. Me, professional smarty pants. Is this where I came out? Yep. Do-do-do. Party member slots. Hello? There's the pause. That should help for targeting and stuff in combat. Wife of Angar. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of gray running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face. As she sees you, she seems torn between asking you to leave and calling for the man at the table. Hello. You'd best leave, for I call me husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into her home. I just had some questions, homie. She glances towards her husband, worry in her eyes. I have not the time, stranger. Don't be troubling me with such things. Are you okay? Is this a domestic abuse thing? Me? Hi. You'd best leave. Me husband has not been himself of late. You'd best not provoke him in your presence. What's the problem? He's been out of sorts of late. A touch of the cough, maybe. She gives an unconvincing half-shrug. What's really wrong with him? I think he's done something he regrets. Her worried expression melts into despair. I think he signed one of the dead contracts. Can't imagine what possessed him to do such a thing. What? The dustmen have contracts that give them the rights to somebody's body after they die. To make slaves and shit, but do you get paid? Animated with their black magics, turn it in one of the walking dead, make it a worker till it rots away. Why would he do that? He may have been goat eager to bring home some more jink than custom. He's prideful, but I think he's hurt himself more than by doing so. Can this contract be undone? She looks at you surprised. I've tried. I've spoken to the dustman he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill like all the dusties. He even lectured me on me husband, as if I had no right to try and help him. Her lips become a tight, thin line, as if picturing the dustman's face. He was cold, cruel, he was. Who was it? The dusty calls himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the dustman bar in the hive, gathering dust. That's where Farod is too, I think. Where is it?
Updated my journal.
I've updated my journal with where it is. South and west, yep. I won't turn away such a friendly gesture. She seems grateful. Then her worried expression returns. But I must ask you not to let on that I've asked you to do such a thing. Me husband has a terrible temper. Yeah, I might have to beat him to death if he gets mad, so... I promise that your husband will not find out. It's no trouble. I'll go about undoing your husband's contract now.
Done.
Incredibly friendly adventurer alert. Me, the nameless one.
All right.
There's a prostitute here, which we saved from the thugs, which I don't think we actually saved. Hello? See a somber... No, we've already spoken. Nothing more to say to me? Well, fuck you. One and done, I guess. No. You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty. Her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. Ooh, it looks melted like wax. Hello?
Updated my journal.
I've updated my journal. What is it you want of me? The woman's accent is thick, and you're having difficulty making out what she's saying. You want me to leave? I'm not leaving this city, so I'm not. I can't try it. It's not a city. It's a prison everywhere. Everywhere? There's worlds. There's plains that be sinking sands, fields, thirsty nettles be sightless worlds where your limbs are given life and hate. Cities of dust, whose people are dust and whisper ash. The house without doors, the twilit lands, the singing sins, the singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she seems all out of tears and shadows. The terrible shadows there be. What? Where's them places? She flings the lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing the cityscape. They're all here be. Doors here to everywhere. Doors? You're not knowing this? She squints at you and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice-cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames. The open mouth of a statue, the spaces between shelves. Beware any space bounded on all sides. All these are doors to other places. What? Every door is a key, it does. And with this key, they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal. A picture frame becomes a portal. A window becomes a portal. All eager to take you someplace else. They steal you away. She raises the lump of her right hand, and sometimes what's on the other side will take part of you as a tithe. What are these keys? The keys number as many as the doors of this city. Every door a key, every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again as if she is cold, and a key is anything. It may be an emotion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers, a thought 3 times, then thought once in reverse, or maybe a glass rose. And all these are keys?
Updated my journal.
I've updated my journal. Yes? Her teeth start chattering, and she clenches her mouth closed and squints her eyes. Yes, can't leave. How'd you get here?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. From, she seems to calm slowly, and her eyes take on a 1,000-league stare. Came from a place else from here almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space. Between the crossed trees, showed me the city on the other side. I stepped through, ended here. You can't go back? Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She shudders and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals. Some a purpose, some accident. None of them right. Can't find way back. There must be a portal that can take you back. Can't even leave here, this square. And there, the place of death behind the gate awaits for me. She points at the mortuary behind the gate, then turns back to you, her face desperate. Can't go anywhere in this. You can't go anywhere? Anything could be... Oh, fuck off. Anything could be a door. Hello, Pox. This cowled figure is hunched by the mortuary gate. His face is obscured by the shadows of his hood. What little you can see is his chin, which is covered with stubble and appears to be a foul green and purple rash. The rash seems heaviest around his neck, fading as it crawls into his chin. Hello. The figure doesn't budge. There's a moment of silence. Then he responds in a high-pitched voice that sounds more suited to a girl of 10 years than a man. Hi, who are you? Pox am I. Hi, what? Mother and father named me, wished a pox on firstborn. A curse given came true, it did. Hi. Again, your eyes are drawn to the purplish green rash covering Pox's chin and neck. Right. What are you doing? Wait for debtors, I do. Okay. Find a debtor, take him through the gate, get some jink. Then again, I wait. Through the gate? A debtor's to a dustman what a copper's to a collector. Bring him to the dead, they give you a copper at the gate, they do. Why do they pay for the dead? Streets clean, debtors put in their place, streets don't stink, dead aren't lost. Kept inside the gate, all happy, high. What do they do? Well, we know. Haul debtors inside gate, put them on slabs, cut them up, bury them, or make them walk. Make them walk? They make some get back up if the debtor gives the dustman leave to, and the debtor becomes a skells or his arms. Is this the only way in? Only debtor or dustman go in the gate, they do. You want Pox make you debtor again? Again? Many time you ask. Pox always do. How many times exactly? Many times. So we've met before. Hi. What do you know about me? You a debtor who don't stay debtor for long, hi. Deal square with Pox, you do. Do you know anything else about me? You're a debtor, but do you know anything besides that? No. So you could kill me so I could get back inside the mortuary. I guess that's so I go back to see my girlfriend. Some other questions. Do you know someone named Farad? Hi, Farad Collector. Big. Name is Wait. Cast Long Shadow it does. You know where I can find him? In the hive here somewheres. Well, we've established that apparently the hive is fucking massive and you're not allowed to leave according to that one lady. Can you be more specific? Somewheres in the hive he is. Farad hide he does. Very hard finding he is. Not worth finding he is. Not worth finding? Many hates him. Other collectors even. Sharegrave hates him. Not like Farad at all. Sharegrave's the guy at the bar. Big name, carry weight, cast long shadow. Would your boss know where Farad is?
My journal.
Updated my journal. Sharegrave knows darks he does. No Farad a hiding he does. Sharegrave in Rag Picker Square, many blocks west of here. Say Sharegrave that Pox send you. Tell him Sharegrave become share copper with Pox he will. Hi. Okay. Oh, is this your bar? There's a bunch of you. This dustman is dressed in long dark robes and his hands are folded into his sleeves. Greetings. Listen to their chanting. All the dustmen carry the exact same tone and rhythm. The chant rises to a near shout every few minutes and slowly fades in a way that reminds you of an echo. Once it fades completely, the dustmen speak with several lines praising the true death, then begin their chant again. Hello? Like to talk to you for a moment? He does not stop chanting. Well, fuck you. Fuck you. Quentin. The man before you looks to be middle of height in years. He's stout with a thick, bullish neck, and his shoulders are hunched, as if a great weight was pressing upon them. He wears an impatient look as he stares at the black monolith in front of him. Hello. The man throws you a glance. There's Room Cutter. No need to ask my leave to stand here. What's up with the monolith? It's a tombstone for the plains, he scoffs. Graveyards of names are scratched on that rock. Can only hope my name's the one that'll split this stone in twain. He points at the base of the monolith. Quentin, right here. Hammered in just hard enough to send the damn thing crashing down. Tombstone for the plains? The Dusty scratched the names of the dead on this monument here. and on the walls of this place. Not enough space by my reckoning, but no matter, they do their best. Can barely read half the names. And what are you doing here? Reading the new arrivals. Try and find a new one every day. Try and remember if I knew them. Nothing more. The dustmen record the names of all that have died on this monument. They scratch them on this rock and scratch them on the walls. I don't know why they take the trouble to take account of the dead. The dusties have more care for the living. The living? Aye. You know about the dustmen mourners that come into this place? They aren't mourning the dead, see, they're mourning the living. You can barely get a word in them edgewise without them asking to mourn some poor living bird for you. They mourn the living because of the true death. You got me there, Cutter. Might want to put the question to them. Seems to me the dead are thrice worth the pity of any poor sod living in this pit. Every name on there's blessed in my book it is. Ever know anybody who came back after the name was put on there? You mean come back from death? Not a one, Cutter. Everything that lives dies. That's the way of things. Considering the planes go on forever and all, I suppose anything is possible. Okay, see it. What the hell are you? This woman's face looks broken, and she is covered in scars. They look like bite marks and fingernail cuts. She's cradling the shreds of several rags in her hands and is staring emptily at the wall of a monument. Hello. Get you back. The woman's teeth peel back, displaying a row of black canines. What you want of Sevtai? What's wrong? Those chaos men wrecked my cart, attacked me. Killed 3 of my sisters who tried to stop them. Not sisters anymore. Now they're nothing but names on this memorial wall. Chaos men? Chaos men, a faction, they says. What they are is an addled bunch that runs wild through the hive and does whatever they please. We never did no harm to them. Then they lope in like dogs and tear apart anything within their reach. Who? They're a hive gang, a bunch of adult sods that call themselves the starved dogs barking or some such barmy nonsense. I wouldn't mind penning some men in the dead book for some coin if you've got the copper. A copper earring in your purse if you pen 3 of those murdering sods in the dead book jig. Okay, where are they? Go out the south gate, spireward from here, then walk around the block until you comes to a place where men run in circles, howling at the sig sky. There's the starved dogs they are. That's
Updated
okay. Journal has been updated. Thank you, nameless one. Greetings, blood. The woman gives you a coy half smile. Say, I was considering going for some bub later. Fancy coming along? Maybe another time. A lot of people come around here to mourn their dead. There's a right strange dustman at the Dustman Memorial who can tell you if someone you're looking for has died, or bury their name for him if you'd like him remembered. He's frightened. You see a man in tattered clothing. As you approach, he suddenly stops and begins to look around, frightened. Hello. The man looks startled and takes a step back. What you be wanting, Cutter? His voice is shaky and he seems taken aback by your scars. I have nothing on me. So's I don't, and my rags are not worth the trouble. I'm not gonna fucking rob you, homie. He keeps a safe distance, and his eyes dart from side to side as if expecting something to step out of the shadows. Questions, you said? And what might those questions be? These bandits are trying to fight me, but it now just sounds like I'm in an incredibly tense conversation. Tell me about this city. What do you want to know about Sigil then? What is this place? The city of doors, the cage. Place where all doors lead to and from. Center of the plains. And gets most of the backwash from all places too. Some say this is where everybody ends up at one point or another. City of doors. Aye, the city is. The city's got a batch of doors scattered throughout, and you see the doors. The doors? Let me rattle my bone box with a little more sense. You see, there's doors all over Sigil, but they don't always look like doors. Yeah, magical portals. Did you get sucked in here too? Portals can be anything that's closed on all sides. It's hard to tell where they are. Unless you got the key to the door. That's how you get here, Cutter, through a door. What makes you say that? Well, you don't act like you're from around Sigil, see? Keys? Each door's got a key, which makes it open, see? Most times you won't even know a door's around you unless you get the key. Then the door opens and you can step through and take your chances. Trick is, you know how I was saying that doors can be anything? Well, so can keys. They could be a tune you hum to yourself near a door, a thought you'd be having about pastries, or a little jig you do. Or maybe the key's an object, like a piece of glass, or a cobblestone, or a broken tooth. That's weird. You get used to it. Where do they go to? Doors can go anywhere. Some don't even lead to the same place twice. You see, such is the way, and the number of the doors that can lead to almost anywhere in the plains anywhere. It's just that there are so damnable many of them, it's hard to find one that takes you right where you want to go. You asked if I came through one of these doors? Well, you don't act like you're from around here. Keys. Bum. What can you tell me about Sigil? City of Doors? No. Other questions? What can you tell me about these slums? What do you be wanting to know about the hive? Why is it called the hive? I don't know. He looks frightened that he doesn't know the answer. Mess of streets, mess of people, mayhap. Other questions? What do you know about the Lady of Pain? The Mistress of Sigil? You've not heard of her? You must be blessed or more clueless. You know little about Sigil, indeed. He laughs weakly. Lady's word is law here in Sigil. He thinks for a moment. Except she don't say much. Dead silent she is, actually. What else? Some law. He looks at you warily. Don't want to be talking too much about her, Cutter. You don't want to cross her shadow nor be singing her praises, all right? Now let's say no more about it. Rattling your bone box about the lady is dim. Dim indeed. More questions? Do you know Farad? Not a name you know. Other questions? Alright, let's just fucking fight these bandits. This music won't stop. Eh? He studies you a moment. You could spare a few coppers for a blood who helped you on your way? Not many around here do that for a fella. Enough for a man to wet his tongue? Yeah, sure. Here's 10 coppers. He glances around to see if anyone saw the exchange, then tucks the jink in the folds of his robes. Thank you kindly, Cutter. May the lady's shadow pass by you. Let's go, Morty. Let's go over to that new one.
You see that?
I was impressed, Mort. I was amazed that you did that. Let's just chase him down with give him a whack-a-mole. Come here, you little fuck. God damn it. Alright, combat leaves a little to be desired. Just give him a little tap. There we go. Hey, a bronze bracelet. This thick bronze bracelet is heavy, simple, and uninteresting. Ton helps with slippery fellas. Is it like an ability I have? Did I take it?
Yeah.
Litany of curses, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So I would pause it and have him yell at them. Okay.
I'm gone.
Oh, a bronze ring. This crude bronze ring looked like it might have doubled as someone's nose ring in the past. Despite the dents and scratches, it might be worth a few coins. Good.
All right. I'm gone.
We'll catch him. We'll have Mort yell at him. There you are.
Huh?
It's not taunting him, or am I trying to? There we go.
I'm gone.
Slattern.
Got him. Yep, he really wants to go for that litany of curses.
Damn it.
Good work there, Mort. My inventory's full.
What?
Well,
Done. All right.
you just put it in your
What's
mouth.
cheap? Sure, why
Nature's pocket.
Done.
How we doing here, the hive? Think it's almost time to leave this little district. A huge monument. There's no name or plaque identifying what it's honoring. Okay. The sender. You see a heavy-set man with sharp features and a pained expression. Despite his huge frame, however, he has an effeminate look about him, and unlike the other residents you've seen, he looks to have bathed recently. As you approach, he looks up hopefully and calls in a high voice, Craddock, good sir. What? Ah, his hopeful expression dies as he studies your face. 1,000 apologies, good sir, if I've given offense. I am called Bane the Sender, third child of Dai Bane the Sender. I am one of the many runners in the employ of the House of Senders. What do you want? 1,000 apologies for troubling you with such a trivial matter, but I seek Craddock, an overseer in the hive. Bane looks like he is in pain, but alas, he eludes me. He looks at you hopefully again. Could it be that you've heard of such a man? I have not. I am bound to deliver a message to him, and as yet fortune has chosen not to favor me. If I come across the man, I could pass along your message. Oh, fortunate day for Bane in the House of Senders. Any assistance you could provide would be most welcome. If you can find this Craddock and pass along the message, I shall see to it that you're paid for your trouble. What's the message? He recites the message almost like a mantra. The shipment must be incursed by the third day, or there will be a penalty. Bane frowns. I am told that Craddock will know the shipment to which the message pertains. If I see Craddock, I will pass along the message. Is there anything you can tell me about him before I go that might help me find him? He is said to be a giant of a man, stern of features, that he is an overseer in one of the hive marketplaces. Alas, I know little else than that, good sir. Goodbye. Thank you, sir. Should fortune favor you, and you're able to bear the message to Craddock, be so kind as to return and tell me of it. I will see to it your efforts are rewarded. Thank you. My journal's been updated. There's a lot of hookers in this district. No, I can't help you. Wish I could, though I do. A lot of people come around here to mourn their dead. If there's a right strange dustman, yeah, okay, we've spoken. Go see the post if you're trying to find your way around. Standing outside the Gathering Dust bar. Dustmen stay out of most of the taverns in the hive, except for the Gathering Dust. There's hardly anyone but the dead in there. Think it's time to leave this district. A lot of people come around here to mourn their dead. Yeah, we can just leave. We'll just risk it. Who's that little elderly hive dweller? Have we spoken? What? Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go. Oh. I was hoping for maybe a map. Hive tout. This loud, grimy fellow saunters up to you and gives you a quick bow. Greetings, Cutter. Only a single copper for me services as a tout. A what? A guide, Cutter. I points out what you need to find around this part of the hive. All right, there's a copper piece. The man palms the coin and bows. This part of the hive has gates leading east, north, and southwest. Locations to note include the Flop House, where a weary blood can get some rest. I regenerate my health magically. North Gate leads to Ragpicker's Square. That's where you can get Farad. East Gate, that's where I came from. Mortuary. Yep. The Gathering Dust bar is in there. Huh. Southwest Gate. Just another part of the hive, Cutter. The office for vermin and disease control is there in a large market. That's probably where that guy is, Craddock. East Gate, that's just where I came from. Where's the Flop House? Right in the middle of this part of the hive, Cutter. A long, narrow building whose door faces southeast. Good place to call Kip for a night if you're feeling beat. Goodbye. Let's go back to the Gathering Dust.
Done.
The Mausoleum. That's the Gathering Dust bar. The Alley of Dangerous Angles. The southeastern portion of the hive. Okay. Shalandra. Blast, I almost had it that time. Don't you know it's dangerous to interrupt spellcasters while they're evoking a spell? Luckily for you, I was only practicing. What is it you want? Sorry. You're pretty good looking compared to the hobos in this town. You might be important. Oh wait, I forgot to rob you. Look at that. Perfectly good shit to rob.
Gone.
Or not.
I'm gone.
So the bar is this building. We need some magic. I got all these magic stats, but no magic.
Chief, what are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
The zombies work at the bar. There's Gravesend. That's the guy that did the contract. This tiny wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature. Although he looks to be in his late 90s, this man is extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously, and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Greetings. The man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure, and he gives a slight nod in greeting. Hail and well met, traveler. You look like one who's just getting their sigil legs about them. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar. Possibly. Maybe I was mistaken. Mordai shakes his head. Well, no matter, no matter. How is it that Mordai Gravesend can help you? Do you seek... He clucks his tongue as he speaks. The contract? Are you the dustman who signed the contract with Angiar? Mayhap. I don't recall the name. However, I'd like to settle that contract. He looks wary. I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding. I suggest you hand over the contract or I will kill you. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. It's causing him distress. It's possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. That seems like that's maybe the right solution, like I've learned enough about the true death. It looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings in order to reach the true death. I cannot... So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true death? Look, it is not how you're making it out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. By the nine hells. Wait here. He drops his voice to a whisper. Keep your bone box latched. He gives an angry scowl and stomps off. Da-da-da-da. He's holding a dusty piece of parchment, which he gives to you. Here. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone, and nettle me with your preachings no longer. Thank you. I'm very smart.
Drop it.
Whoops. I need that.
What's the word, Chief?
Those are just bandages. Why did you give me bandages?
Done.
Where's the note?
What's up?
I gotta give a bunch of this shit. There it is, okay. I actually really like that dagger. Let's keep that. Keep that. We need to get this triangle earring identified. Still needle and thread you can hang on to. And the embalming fluid. Don't go drinking it.
Good as done.
Sheergrave or something was the other one we're looking for. Maybe this zombie wench can help. This female corpse is dressed in a heavy burlap shirt covered with food and wine stains. Her lips have been stitched closed and her arms and legs are wrapped in several layers of bandages. The bandages seem to have been soaked in preservatives to help the keep the corpse fresh. As a result, the corpse's rotting odor has been replaced with an equally repulsive vinegar smell. Hello. Alright, she doesn't want to... As you turn away, you notice Mort staring at you. Eh? What is it? Did you see the way that cadaver's beauty was staring at me? She was looking for some lucky cutter to thaw her coffin. Mort ignores you and becomes thoughtful. I don't really mind the attention, actually. It's just that I like to be seen as something more than just a skull, you know. I have feelings that go beyond my base animal instincts. I want courtship, not just some fortnight fling around the mausoleum. Keep it up and I'm going to fling you somewhere. Whoa, Chief. Women they appreciate. Lovers, not fighters. You're perhaps the last person I would ever take romantic advice from. If you had half the sense you died with, you'd know better. Mort's voice rises to new heights of smugness. When it comes to the annals of love, I wrote 'em all. Whatever. Zombie bodyguard. Oh, Emmerich, there you are. The zombie gazes at you with vacant eyes. His lips have been stitched closed. Yeah, whatever. We're here to talk to this guy. He can help us in our quest for Farod, perhaps. You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost. The man's voice is like stone settling. Did the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Who are you? I am Emmerich, factotum and initiate of the Fourth Circle. Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. He pauses as if trying to emphasize a point. The dustmen here are my students. They're under my protection. Questions? I'm looking for Farad. Have you seen him? I would know why you seek the Collector Farad. He stole something from me? His gaze is unnerving. He doesn't seem to blink. Why do you want to know my business with Farad? The Collector Farad has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies are from. Tell me more about the bodies. Some are recent dead. They still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. The dust of ages lies upon the bones. One must ask where these bodies are from. Perhaps I could find out where these bodies are from. How would you do such a thing? I would track him down and ask him. If you spoke with the Collector Farad and returned with his answers, you'll have done a great service for the dustmen. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. I will find him. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the Collector's answers. Can you tell me where he is? He hides from the eyes of the dustmen. Definitely Ragpicker Square. I would like to join the Dustman faction. No, I wouldn't. And it does show their names. Old Copper Eyes. Before he was a tall, silent figure. He could easily pass for a statue, although the deep furrows in his face and brow make you wonder if the sculptor was a little too eager in defining the face with the chisel. He looks well over 50 years old, but exactly how much over 50, it's hard to tell. As he slowly turns to look at you, you catch the dull sheen of copper in his eyes. Hello. Old Copper Eye stares at you. His eyes are difficult to make out past the black well of his eye sockets, but they look to have a coppery sheen about them. Questions for you? All right, fuck off.
I'm gone.
What's this way? One copper gets you directions. It's a hive tote. What do we have here? A centaur. This attractive, scantily clad woman calls out to you as she makes her approach. Pardon me, good sir, pardon, you seem a bit lost. A tout, perhaps? Here's a copper piece. Thank you, sir. 'Tis jink well spent. She pockets the copper coin. There's 2 gates leading from here. Both are on the westernmost side of the area, one in the north and one in the south. 2 places you might wish to visit are the Smoldering Corpse Bar and the Tattoo Parlor. Lastly, there's a set of buildings oft-times called the Tenement of Thugs. A dangerous, dangerous place. Tattoo Parlor. The parlor's at the eastern end of this area, sir. A dome building with wrought iron mesh atop it. Its entrance faces southwest. I might be able to inquire about my weird tattoos. Alright, goodbye. You're in a weird line of work. You just walk along and ask for 1 coin to give directions. You could be making 10 times that as a harlot. It's this. There's the tattoo building. Those thugs might want to fight. Nah, we're fine. Get some tattoo information. It's been a lot of talking. Won't be at this too much longer. 3 hours of talking is hard. You know what? I don't want to... Do I want to know about Ignis? This crackling, billowing creature twists slowly above an iron grill upon the floor of the bar. It may have once been human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frames. Hello! I'll examine him. The heat surrounding this creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill the creature floats above has sagged and bent from the heat. At first you thought the heat came from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the creature. Hello? The thing makes no response. It writhes slowly within the flames. It lives, but it doesn't seem aware of anything other than the fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame, its heart is flame. And you know within some shadowed corner of your memory that this thing is dangerous. That's weird. It seems like I'd be smart enough to gain a memory. What do we have here? Drusilla, Dakon,
Done.
Dragon Folk, Mercy Killers. This might be like orcs. Ilquix, Barkus. There's a lot of chatty people in here. These might be a problem for next time. I just want to find some clues about my tattoo, and then we'll stop for the night. We at least managed to get out of the mortuary. Jesus Christ, fellas. Just want to visit the bar, and look what happens. Alright, you know what? Let's just run for our life, because I'm a wizard. I am half dead already. Let's stand our ground here. Here they come, Mort. Get ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Stupid yabo.
A stupid yabo.
Die. I'm hurt.
Alright, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Huh?
I'm gone.
What a perfectly good waste of arms and legs. What?
Done.
Oh, good, more thugs. I'm counting on you, Mort. I'm counting on you.
What's up, Chief?
I'm gone.
Don't
Huh.
come on, you witless ape.
Oh. I just gotta get a swing in. Hey, Mummerk. Some sort of Baldur's Gate. It's the same engine. I guess it is also Dungeons and Dragons, but we're playing Planescape Torment here. Alright. Oh, man. This is a great combo. Do I have any special powers? Oh, that's the Reviving Dead.
Done.
Whoa.
What's up? Filthy stinkers.
Die.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Bumbled our way to that one. An earring. Some coppers. Clot charms. I could probably actually, maybe we should go to that fucking flop house. A dirty rat charm. Usable only by thieves. That's neither of us. This cranium rat tail charm is particularly filthy and smells faintly of vomit. The tail is stiff like a wire, and it can be bent into different shapes. It'd almost make a great lockpick, except it's too thick. When this rank charm is consumed, the user temporarily becomes much stealthier and shiftier, giving them a greater chance of success when hiding in shadows and picking pockets. People viewing the charmed individuals will detect something unsavory about them, however, reducing first impressions accordingly. This unsavoriness will only last as long as the charm is in effect, however. So yeah, we need to find a merchant, but mostly the flop house.
Huh? You poxy bastard.
I'm gone.
It didn't work.
What? Imbecile.
Done.
Outstanding. Another dirty rat.
Done.
Not in a rush to kill everyone in the city, just the ones that give me grief. Where's this fucking tattoo parlor? They said southwest. Starving dog. Oh. There we go, the tattoo parlor. Are you a Dabus? You see a Dabus, but something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair, the same greenish cast of skin, the same pair of goat horns. Then you suddenly realize this one's walking on the ground. For some reason, that makes you uneasy. Hello. Who are you? As you're about to ask, you suddenly realize you already know this Dabus' name. His name is Fel. As if in response, the Dabus inclines his head slightly, and a lone symbol appears above its head. It is blurry at first, then resolves into a white oval with a black lightning bolt through it. I feel I know you, Fel. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirl about his head, rotating clockwise, then counterclockwise. Takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time, and not the first time you have come to this place. You know me? Another series of symbols materialize quickly and sharply into focus above Fell's head. The translation comes to you just as quickly and as sharply as the symbols themselves, and as if you have translated the exact same string many times before. Yes, but I'm not permitted to tell your story. Why not?
Updated my journal.
I have updated my journal. My apologies, I cannot. I cannot change the nature of a man. Nature of a man? My apologies, I cannot see. Other questions? What is this place? This is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. Can I see what tattoos you have? I can get tattoos? This must be a nameless one only. Yeah. Does the tattoo wear off? For all Mort's faults, having him as a companion makes you seem more capable and not so much of a stranger to Sigil streets. This tattoo reinforces that bond, giving you +1 to charisma, and when invoked, it also lends you some of Mort's luck and his ability to shrug off anything that would otherwise cause him to stop talking. It gives the user penalty for their wisdom. No. So, it looks like I always get a buff when I have it on, and I can, like, activate it in an emergency. Neat. Tattoo of accuracy? No. Tattoo of bloodletting? +1 damage with all attacks. That's cool. Tattoo of might. +1 to strength. Tattoo of insight. +1 intelligence. Tattoo of revelation. +2 to intelligence. Usable only by mages. We can come back and get some wizarding tattoos. Tattoo of the spirit. +1 to wisdom. This is pretty neat. Greater warding, +2 armor class, only fighters. Okay. Very interesting. Questions? What lies beyond that curtain, Fell? It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I'm saddened for you. Saddened for me? Why? The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it, like stones upon a foundation. You've endured great pain. What? I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of those losses, despite the fact that their chains hang on you still go on. These losses blanket this life, and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You're exploring the infinite paths of life. Tell me more. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives casts a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad, and regrets have scarred the earth. Anything else? Do not sign anything. Okay. Do you feel complete? I don't. Ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing. You are strong. Keep faith and you should become whole again. Thank you. Can you tell me anything about these tattoos on my body? I know them. None are by my hand. Can you tell me about some of them? The ones upon your back were scribed with a careful hand and are directions for a mind that forgets itself. The symbol that lies upon your left shoulder is the mark of torment. Torment? Planescape torment? The symbol sharpens. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. The flesh knows it suffers even when the mind is forgotten, and so you wear the rune always. All right, that's creepy. I'm just going to go to the flop house. We can buy tattoos for stat increases. Hopefully we'll might be able to find some armor. Hopefully the flop house is this way. Southwestern portion of the hive. Northeastern portion of the hive. Dangerous angles? Oh no you don't. Oh no you don't. We should have a few coppers left. How many dollar dues do I have? Current dollar due count 169. That should be enough to sleep in a flop house for the night. Not a great overworld map, but if you open map, there is a world map option, really. Huh, well, it looks like the fucking city takes up most of the game. The hive, the hive, the hive, the hive. Rag Pickers Square. Okay. Looking for that flop house. A small dwelling. I imagine it would say I was in a flop house. Hello? Yeah, I'm not getting Arlo. I think it's Arlo's flophouse. His bushy brows are furrowed in concentration as he picks at what appears to be scabs in his large bulbous nose. Oh man, I don't even remember the last time I saw a nose described as bulbous. Greetings. Could I rest here? Sure you can, Burke, if you get the jink for it. Nobody puts up here for free except old Nestor over there. That's only 'cause no one's addled coved enough to mess with him. How much for a bed? It'll cost you 5 coppers. He wipes his dirty hand on the front of his even dirtier shirt, then thrusts it towards your palm up. There you go. Right. You've rested for 1 day and 0 hours. Well, you know, take it easy. So I think this is a great place to stop. We have some clues. We have to find Farod. We did sort out that contract. We have to turn that in. Maybe do some trading, buy a tattoo or two. We have to become a mage still, you know, because all our stats are in maging. But that was a lot of talking, so we'll stop a little early today. And we'll be back at it next time, so thanks for coming out.